So what I was saying before I got rudely interrupted is that so I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube, and people are talking a lot about affordability. The question of, can you afford to buy a house right now? Should you be buying a house right now? Interest rate, inflation, and so forth. Yes, you have to look at that. You have to consider all of those factors. You cannot ignore them, as much as the repayment is not that bad right now. I am very well aware that it will go up. I am very well aware that the economy is not the greatest, but I cannot wait on pursuing my dreams and my investments and what I want to do because of circumstances external to me. I have always wanted to have some sort of property. Initially, I wanted to buy a house for myself. But right now, it makes a lot of sense to start with investment and actually have an investment portfolio. Funny story. I was in primary school and I saw Donald Trump. I saw The Apprentice. And I was like, I want to be like this man in terms of being a business person, being a businesswoman. Well, he was a businessman, but being a businesswoman. I wanted to be like this person. I wanted to have money like this person. I wanted to be rich. I wanted to own things. And then I found out that he was a real estate mogul. And I said, I want to do that. Ask me what that was at that age. I did not know. I had no idea what a real estate mogul was, but I wanted to be one, okay? And years later, I actually found out what it means, and I wanted to do it. I actually wanted to do it before I actually knew what it was. I always wanted to have properties. So that has always been my dream. Amongst other dreams, that has always been my dream. So this year, I decided to pursue it. I actually started really focusing on it last year. I started doing some research, and this year I was like, I'm going to do it. Whatever happens, I'm going to start. It fails, it continues, it goes slow, I am going to start for a number of reasons. My main reason was that I'm turning 29 this year, and next year I'm going to be 30, obviously. So I want to start doing things. Also, last year I got a new job that has put me in a position to be able to do some things. It has given me a lot of security, so I'm able to do some things. I am seen as a good potential in terms of financial institutions. They view me as a good potential to do certain things, such as taking a home loan. So I just decided that I'm going to do it. I'm going to start up with a small property that does not cost a lot, that actually makes financial sense. My partner did most of the box ticking. I had to prove to him that it's a good investment. I can do the repayments. It does not cost a lot, and it's in a good location, and so I had somebody holding me accountable in terms of wanting to take the leap, because it's going to affect me financially. If it affects me positively, it's still going to affect me. If it affects me negatively, it's still going to affect me. So I had to have somebody hold me accountable. I had to have somebody to answer to, and that was him. And I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful that he is knowledgeable when it comes to such things. Anywho, I decided to take this leap of faith because it's an investment. 1, 2, I'm doing it for myself. 3, I'm doing it for my current one child and maybe kids later. So maybe you want to purchase property, or you want to buy a house for yourself. Currently, it might not make sense to buy your dream home. It might not make sense right now because of various reasons, because of economical reasons, because of international economical reasons. It might not. But maybe buying a house buying some sort of property is an investment, because come 30 years from now, you would have paid it off. And that's why I wanted to buy it before 30. Is because by the time I retire, I want it paid off. I want to have it under my name. If I were to pass on right now, my son is going to have property under his name, and it's going to be paid off. He might want to rent it out and get income, or he might want to sell it and get a lump sum. Hopefully he doesn't do that. Stressful. But sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith. Buy that 1-bedroom place. Buy that 2-bedroom place, especially if you're single. Buy the small property just for yourself, just for your credit record, right? Credit, yeah, that thing. Yes, credit record. Yes, for knowledge sake also. Buy the small property that you can actually afford and get change at the end of the month, not something that's going to put you in a tight spot. Buy the small apartment, get knowledge from it. Get experience in terms of how to buy property, what happens when you're buying property, and how to manage your own property. In the next couple of months, years, hopefully, the economy changes and you'll be able to sell that and buy a bigger property. You might have more income and be able to afford more. But right now, if it actually makes sense for you and your budget, and you can actually afford it, buy that property. A couple of years ago, gosh, my father was talking to me and he asked me how much I paid for rent, and I told him, and he was like, why don't you just get a bond? Why not just buy a property and pay that amount into a bond? And I could not afford that because of my working situation. I was not in a permanent post, and I was not really earning that much to be able to afford a bond. Especially, I'm very when it comes to security and the place I stay at. I'm very picky when it comes to security and where I stay. I'm not gonna stay in a lousy, dirty space. No, we're not gonna do that. So I could not afford to stay. I could not afford to buy property, especially where I felt safe. So I kept renting, and it was stressful. I didn't like it. I did not like paying money into somebody's bank account and not having my own place. So now that I'm actually able to, it feels so good. It feels so good to be able to take this step and get the property for myself, for my son, for my investment portfolio. So what I came to say, what I meant by all of that was, take that leap of faith. It might not even be property. Maybe it might be buying a car. Maybe you might not be able to afford your dream car, but take a smaller, less expensive car that you'll be able to afford. You'll be able to afford the fuel. You'll be able to afford the maintenance of the car. You'll be able to afford insurance. You might be able to afford a repairs part of maintenance. Yeah, I think, makes sense. Buy that car that you'll be able to afford right now. Do not put yourself in a tight position because you want to do something. Search for the alternative that will be able to do the job. So maybe don't buy your 4-bedroom fancy house in the northern suburbs. Buy a smaller apartment in a nice, clean, secure environment or location that you actually be able to afford. So as much as the economy might be looking sad and downwards, but there are ways we can move around it. Start applying for a new job that will be able to pay you more. Start earning new ways of income. New streams of income. Yes, start looking for new streams of income. Start doing something. yeah, with all of that being said, I am no financial advisor. I am not an expert when it comes to finances. I am still learning. I'm still getting a lot of things wrong. But take that leap of faith. Go on out there. Do something for yourself. When you look back. Also, another thing, this is why I wanted to do these things before this, so that when I look back at my 20s, I'm like, I did this, this, and this. I had a child when I was 20. I had property when I was 20. And by the time I'm 30, 40, I am just enjoying things. I'm enjoying my real estate portfolio. I'm enjoying my kids. I am just relaxed. I'm taking it easy. That's my dream for my 30s and 40s. Also, I don't know if the series has come up or it's still gonna come up, but I'm doing a 20s series where I'll be talking about my 20s and all the things I did and all the lessons I learned and all the fun I had. So excited. So yeah, that's coming up. Or you guys have already seen it. I don't know. This is why I mentioned the date on this video, because I don't know when it's going to be released. But yeah, say what I need to say. Okay, I'm reading something on my phone. With that, thanks. Bye. See you on the next one.